Hey guys, welcome back to We Met at Acme. I'm so excited to be here with the one and only Chelsea Handler. Hi.
Hi.
So happy to have you today. We
Thank
always
you.
start with the same question. What is your favorite romantic gesture?
What is it? It really depends who the person is, because some romantic gestures don't land the same way. Like, I once had I wouldn't think that I'm someone who loves flowers, but I'm dating a man who always brings me flowers every time he sees me, even if it's like a little flower or an orchid or something. And I find that to be very romantic.
That's really
But I've had
romantic.
boyfriends that have sent me dozens and oodles and noodles of flowers that I'm like, stop sending me flowers. I'm not into flowers.
Right.
So it really kind of depends who it's coming from.
Well, maybe that's also about how you feel about them.
Like, I think what it is this. I don't want 24 roses.
Yeah.
I want a little flower.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mhm. Like,
So
don't
when
overdo
it's
it.
big, it makes it's almost, it's not an ick, but I'm embarrassed a little bit for them.
It's too much of a grand gesture.
And definitely not as an apology. I don't like flowers as an
Right,
apology.
no, those
no,
are the
no,
worst.
no.
And yeah, I agree. The big amount of flowers, it's like you're doing too much. It's just too much.
I also, something that I find to be romantic or sweet, I don't know if it's romantic. This guy that I'm dating always like pulls my hair out of my face. Like when he's talking to me, he like moves his hair so he can see my face.
Mm-hmm.
I find that to be very cute.
Oh, that is so hot.
I
That
like
is
when,
like textbook hot.
Yeah, I like when men touch your hair.
Totally. It's
Not
like
not braid it, but
no. And honestly, not pull it. I don't like, 'cause I don't
No.
have thick hair. So
No,
I'm like, I
don't
needed
pull
that.
it.
I
Definitely
needed
don't
that
pull it.
strand. Yeah.
Yeah. And the little, like, there's very sexy little micro things that men can do
Mm-hmm.
that I find very attractive.
Okay. This is controversial. How do you feel about a man sitting like I am right now?
I like that. When a man sits cross-legged, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get the ick from that.
I feel like it depends on the man.
I think it's cute.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it definitely gives I am confident.
Yes.
But
And self-assured and comfortable in my skin. I like that.
yeah, okay. We're aligned on that. And you kind of alluded to it, but if you're open to sharing, what's your relationship status?
My relationship status is that I'm always open and available for an adventure, and I'm currently having one with someone.
Okay.
Yes.
And was it easy to meet this person? Just like, for the single ladies
It was very
listening?
natural. Yes.
Okay.
We just met through friends, and yeah.
great.
Yeah.
I love that. What is a non-negotiable for you now in a partner?
Oh, so many things give me the ick. So many things.
Give us your ick list.
Okay. Let's see. Well, there's so many things. I mean, I don't even know where to begin. First of all, you have to have great hygiene. Like I'm that's disgusting to me.
Yeah,
I am
yeah.
very sensitive to smells. So you have to have great eye hygiene. You have to be like, you have to know how to dress. You have to be like cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't be trying too hard. You can't be a narcissist. I don't have anyone in my life who is a narcissist, and I am not a narcissist. And I can't deal with big egos.
Yeah.
I just can't. It's not real. When someone has an ego that is so inflated, you're not dealing with a real person. You're dealing with their ego.
Right. No. Ugh.
So a lot of men are. There's a lot of men with big egos, but there's so many men when you meet someone who doesn't have an ego, it's so attractive.
Totally. But it takes work, I feel like.
Yeah, and some people just have a natural disposition. Like the guy I'm dating is
That's
just
true.
naturally a good, wholesome kind of guy. And that probably wouldn't have been attractive to me a long time ago. I
Right.
appreciate that now.
That's a good point.
Very considerate, very caring, and no ego.
Right. It's like there are good ones. We just have to be open to them and look out for them.
Oh, yes. There are definitely good men out there for sure. I believe that. I have so many friends who are married to great men. So I know that's just true.
Right. Yeah, but you have to be open to it. I remember when I was younger, my therapist used to tell me that I always date guys who dip a toe in, she would say, like who weren't fully in it because I wasn't.
Right.
But you don't see that at the time about yourself.
Right. Yeah. That you're not fully committed to something.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And also it's confusing. Like I've gone long periods of time without having a lover or a boyfriend, like years. I think I once went 3 years, maybe longer. And I remember thinking during those times, like, oh, I'm just not going to get this in this life. Like, that's not for me. I'm just not the type, I guess. Like, I really believed that. And then I decided, no, actually, I do. And I was okay with it. Like,
right.
And then I decided, no, actually, I think I do want someone. And I spoke to this therapist. I was speaking to her for a few months. I was talking to this therapist a couple of years ago. And I'm like, this is what I want. This is what I'm looking for. And as soon as I was clear about wanting that, it happened. So it was like I was cock blocking myself.
Right,
you know
right,
what I
right.
mean?
100%.
Like,
yeah.
And I was in denial of that. I wanted that, I wanted, and I'm not somebody, like, I don't want to live with someone. I don't want someone in my space. I really can't spend more than, a few days at a time with a man before I need to sleep in bed alone.
Yeah.
Like, I'm very much like that, you know?
Right.
So I like your company, but don't overdo it.
Right. But I like the idea of you, like, you had that blockage, you recognized it, you spoke it out into the world, what you wanted, and that's what you got.
Yeah.
So you talked about not wanting to spend, like, not wanting someone in your space. So what is your ideal partnership now? Right? Like you hang out, but then you go to your own house, or like you do the Gwyneth Paltrow thing where you sleep in different beds, but in the same house.
Oh, does she do that?
She said she did once, but
oh no, we sleep in the same bed. I want to have sex with the person that I'm having sex with. So I'm not into the separate bed thing unless I was like in a marriage.
Right.
I like a few days, together, and then I like a little bit break. I like to be with my friends a lot, and I don't think it's healthy. I mean, for me, it's just I'm not needy at all with that, and I'm with someone who's not needy, and I respect that. That turns me on.
Yeah, I love that. Are you into the good morning, good night text when you're not together?
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
It's nice.
And I always, even when I don't feel like it, I do that because I'm like, no, I just want to be communicative,
Yeah. What would you say to people listening who are still trying to figure out their own relationship needs?
I think, communication is really important. You have to have self-awareness about who you are and how you come across and what your shortcomings are and what your strengths are. And you have to have somebody who's also really communicative. Like, I'm not interested in dealing with somebody who doesn't know how to express themselves emotionally or has trouble handling difficult emotions. I don't have time for that. Like, you have to go to therapy and figure out what your problem is. You know what I mean? You have to be able to express yourself and be considerate of others. And I just think everyone needs space. Like, don't be so needy all the time. Like, people want, and they don't even know what they want. They just think they want you. We have to be together. Like, I had a boyfriend who wanted to be together like every single second. And I'm like, why? Like, what? You're turning me off. And I would say the same for women. When you really need a guy a lot, I think it has the same impact. You have to have your own shit going on. You have to have your own life and your own interests and your own books to read and take the time, to enhance yourself as a person. And that's when you become healthy enough to be in a healthy relationship.
Yeah.
When you do the work on yourself to be like, okay, what do I like? What do I like to do? What am I interested in? What are my hobbies? And what kind of person do I want to be? Don't you want to be a powerful, empowered woman? Like, I mean, you don't have to be powerful, but don't you want to be empowered?
Right. Yeah. And you should want that. Codependency is so out. It's all about, what is it called? Interdependence.
Yes.
Yeah. That's the thing right now.